Hello. I'm sorry it's been so long, but I am back. I am the Nerdy Fibre Girl. As you can tell, I still have my crazy background. And as you would probably be able to guess, I have a lot of things to catch up on. I really don't think I'm very good at this. I'm pretty bad at it, in fact. And my laptop that is recording this is just to my right hand side, so I'm looking at it right now, so that's I'm going to be probably looking a few times, but I shall try and make sure I look at you at the camera. All the apologies out of the way. Just to catch up because it's been so long, my name is Martha, also known as Nerdy Fibre Girl, as I said. I live in the UK with my boyfriend, and lockdown is currently in progress. I work in retail in a place that stays open because we have a post office. And yeah, it's difficult to stay positive, but we have knitting, right? So, yes. Anyway, where should I start? I should probably start with like the elephant in the room of what I'm wearing. So I am wearing my mystery knit along. Take this off, which is Stephen West mystery knit along. Here we go. It's absolutely giant, as you can tell. Also getting like my rights and lefts completely wrong looking at where I'm holding this. So yeah, I did this as the clues came out. Right up until the very border. I finished it a little bit late, but in saying that lots of people finished it before me. Not that I finished it late, I guess. All knit at our own pace. Anyway, so it starts with this honeycomb here. I also should say that this hasn't really been properly blocked. It's been kind of blocked. I steam blocked it, so I'm going to keep looking in that direction. I'm really sorry. I should probably try and move the camera ever so slightly closer. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. So I'm looking quite so much in that direction. But yeah, it starts with these honeycombs surrounded by the main colour, which in my case is this purple. And then we go on to this. I think this was my favourite bit, honestly, which was the bonus clue. This bit here is the bonus clue. And then we get this stained glass like section, which is the bit that I haven't managed to block out very well. I'm definitely looking over to the side to make sure I've got it like in camera properly. But yeah, we've got these like diagonal diamonds. Yeah. And then we have these, I think they were called checks. And then we have these short row triangles that go all the way. And the sides are like this. I really liked the border and the edge. It just took forever. Like, it really took a very long time. It was quite some work. But yeah, I've been wearing it like it's kind of a poncho. I've kind of put it over one shoulder, like that. And then put it around my back. And then the other one at the side over that shoulder. And then kind of sits over me like a poncho. Like it's kind of connected around here. Yes. This is probably actually my latest finished object, so the thing I finished most recently. I did finish a baby blanket also recently, but that has since gone to its new home, so I don't have it anymore to show you. Sorry. It was a Vertices Unite baby blanket that I did in some, like, I think it was DK? Yeah, DK yarn that I got online. I'm not really gonna share all the stuff. I'm really sorry, especially since I don't have it to show you. But yes, this was out of a mixture of yarns. The purple is from Somerset Yarns. The blue was some undyed felt fusion that I then dyed myself in this blue. It was for a different project which I shall show you later. In fact, I'm fairly sure the other project appeared in the last Nerdy Fibre Girl episode. So yes, that's going to be a bit of an update, and I've now moved my shawl to funny directions. Anyway, does its job anyway. Oh dear. And the speckle and the grey, therefore, where's the best place to show you? Probably there. So the speckle and the grey, they are from Rosie's Moments. And I got the majority of, I got the Rosie's Moments stuff at Wonderwall last year. So what shall I find first? Right, so this is the thing you've seen on the other episode. I didn't make it very big, as you can tell. It's big enough. It's big enough if you ask me. But yeah, this is striped between that blue, as I was mentioning, and the pink. And I used some of that pink in like the border section there. In the middle. Oh gosh. In the middle section. But yeah, because I thought that it went, because it's kind of like the same colours. But yeah, this is as big as I made that. It's kind of big enough that it sort of, I'm double shawling it now. Big enough that it goes round and sort of makes a nice cozy. Yeah. I'm going to take that off because I can't wear two at once. It's a bit daft. But yeah, it's literally just stockinette, and then I did a little bit of a lace border, which I haven't blocked out particularly well, but you can see there a little bit of a lace border, and then an I-cord bind off. So yeah, otherwise it's just striped stockinette. And in this, because I dyed the blue, so similar in colour to the blue that's in part of the other one, it almost doesn't look striped. It almost looks like it's one yarn, and that's just the way it comes out. So it's pretty. And yeah, those are both yarns from Felt Fusion. They're the singles yarns. Oh dear. There we go. I can fold. There we are. I just, as you can see, have an array of things behind me to show. So know what to do next. Shall I do, yeah. This is probably one of my favourite things. This is a shift cowl, and this is out of all hand spun. I spun it all myself. So it is some natural white merino, natural grey merino, and I did have some natural brown merino as well that I was going to use as the third colour, but honestly it was so coarse, and knowing that this is a project that goes around your neck, I really didn't feel like it would suit it, so I didn't do it. Instead I had this this other Falkland merino that I had dyed in this like pinks and greens sort of colour, and I felt like it was kind of the closest to brown that I had, and it felt like it worked. So I don't know why I'm showing you that bit. This bit's probably the best bit to show off. But yeah, they're like browns and pinks, and it was supposed to be like more greens and pinks, but I didn't do a particularly good job. But yeah, I think it turned out really pretty. There we go. And obviously that sort of is seamed at the back, so you start there on the grey, and then you go down here and down here until you get to this bit, until you get to until you obviously get to this corner, and then you start decreasing down this bit here, and then eventually you meet the stage where it's kind of the same length as the other side, as you can see, and then you just bind it off. Easy peasy, and it's really nice. So you put it on, like, you open it up with the seam at the back, put it round, and it takes a little bit of attenuating, but it's like it's a shawl, but you don't have to do the whole like tying it around thing. That's why I like it. It's really this because this yarn is so like chunky and thick. It's so warm and beautiful. Yeah, it's one of my favourite things I think I've ever made, and especially out of my hand spun. It's so nice. So glad that I have that. I have made other shift cows as well that I've gifted, so I don't have them any longer. So yeah, I've made a total of 3 shift cows, and that was my first one and my favourite one. So yes, what should I show you next? I know you can see the rainbows in the background, so I'm actually going to leave that till last. It's sort of like a two thing project. There's probably bits that I've missed, obviously, because I did the other episode a long time ago, and I'm sort of really rambling here, and I don't know what anybody would want to listen to me. I really don't. And my views kind of show that, but I don't know. Anyway, I have a really like interesting thing that I'm thinking of doing at Christmas time for you all. So this whole setup here was kind of like a test to see if I could get it to like work. There won't be much audio. I'll be doing like a voiceover after the fact for that, but I shall explain all later. Anyway, this one, this is my okay, I'll try and say it like Ellie says it. This is a Ellie of Skander knits pattern. Make sure I actually show you the right way round. Called Ultra. Yes, and it is beautiful. It's only supposed to be 2 colours, but as you can see, I decided to do 3. So I've done all of my just stripes in this pink colour here, and I did like the main like actual patterns in the purple. It is a purple. It's like a really dark purple. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to show you, so I'm going to focus that close. But yeah, it's a really dark purple, and then the rest of it is like a lilac colour. And this is my second... Oh. Bit of lag there, sorry about that. And this is my second Ultra. My first one was in this pink colour, was the main colour. And I had a lighter, so a brighter purple as my contrast colour, and I gave that to my mum, who I'm fairly sure... Oh. Okay, we had a bit of a blip, sorry about that. I'm fairly sure wears it quite often, so yeah, that's nice. I'm just making sure I'm just closing other things down so that this... Okay, there we go, sorry about that. Yeah, and I did this entirely in JC Rennie 4-ply lamb's wool, super soft lamb's wool, and it is lovely. It's so light and very warm. Like the few times I've worn this, I've gotten so warm that I've needed to take it off fairly quickly. So yeah, but I also feel like I did it slightly too cropped for me. I don't know, but you can't really tell the shortness of it. It doesn't seem that short, and when I'm sitting down it definitely isn't short, but when I'm standing up it kind of hits just at sort of my lower waist. It's yeah, I maybe should have done it slightly longer, but yeah, so it's done in a really cool construction as well, that I loved so much I did another one, as you can see. Yeah. And funny story, I don't know whether I may have even shared the other ultra. I don't know. I should have looked at the other episode before I came to do this one, but I didn't. Oh well. Also, sorry if you can hear the guinea pigs in the background squawking. They're fine. And if I get enough requests, maybe they'll come on camera one of these days. Anyway, so I'll start with the one that I did first out of these two collections. So I have two hats here. I just realised that one of the hats that I wanted to show is in my cupboard. Yeah, maybe I can I pause? I don't know that I can. Anyway, this is the beeswax hat and beeswax mitts, both in very different colours, as you can see. This was some leftover from a weekender sweater that I made for my boyfriend's nan. Yeah, she liked the sweater and I like my hat. It's not really much I can say about that. It's quite a tight gauge, as you can probably just about tell. And it's got these absolutely gorgeous, and it's not cabling, it's twisted stitches, but it gives such a lovely effect, and I love this pattern so much, and I have no doubts that I'm probably going to end up doing more of these hats because it's pretty. That said, I'm surprised I haven't done more. Oh, the crown, look at the crown. I'm making sure I'm in shot there. Ooh. There we go, look at the crown, it's beautiful. Anyway, put that on. Keeps my hair in check, okay? And then I'll only show you one glove because I only need to show one glove, they're both the same. And then the glove with, as you can see, that same honeycomb pattern. This yarn is out of, it was Knit Picks Pure Woolly, I don't remember. It was like an eco type wool from Knit Picks. It's quite rustic, but it's not unsoft. Anyway, this yarn I requested specially from my friend at Siobhan's Crafts. She is absolutely amazing. Please go and check her out. If I remember, I will leave her web address in the description box below this video for you to check out, because she is awesome. I said to her, I need some honeycomb yarn. Can you do that for me? And she said, yes, of course. So she did, and this is what she gave me. I think she's developed this colourway a little bit more since as well, because I obviously said, if you really like it, just have it, keep it, have used me as inspiration, it's all good. So yeah, you can thank me for the honeycomb colour. There we go. It's beautiful bright yellow with these like orange and brown speckles in it, and it is beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And the gloves are gorgeous too. Like the pattern, I honestly, it's so addictive. I did this, I'm fairly sure I did these in one sitting, not like together, like I did this in one day and this in another day. It's kind of crazy. Like the twisted stitches can hurt your hands a little bit. She gives you like a thing on the pattern to say how to do it without a cable needle, because obviously they're kind of cables, but they're twisted stitches which you can do without a cable needle. Really easy peasy, and they're super, super lovely, super warm. I guess it's probably about time I showed you these, because we're talking about Siobhan's Crafts, and yes. So I'll start with this. This is a boomerang shawl that I made with some hand spun of some Siobhan's Crafts yarn fibre that I had from, where did I buy it? It was either Wonderwool when I went, or it was Yarndale. I think it was Wonderwool. But yeah, it's I believe a merino silk, and I may be wrong for saying alpaca, but I think it might be alpaca. in any case, I started on the red bit down here. This is just a really basic boomerang shawl that I did another one somewhere and then remembered how to do it, so I couldn't even tell you what pattern it was. Just search Ravelry or the internet in general if you can't use Ravelry at the minute for a free boomerang shawl. It was definitely a free pattern. So basically you start with, I think it's like 3 stitches, and then you increase on one side, which is I think this side here, increase on one side and decrease on the other, but you're increasing 2 and decreasing 1, so you're increasing 1 stitch each time. Behave, hat. You're increasing 1 more stitch and you're decreasing, but because you're decreasing on this one side, this side, yeah, it creates the shape. So yeah, and that's literally all the way till the very end. Like, this is continuing, it keeps going. And then I decided, because as you can see, this was a gradient, so it needed to be a project similar to this because of the gradient. So I wanted to show off the gradient in the best way that I could. So it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then by the time you get to the purple, there's not much left because it's quite long rows at that point. Well, I say quite long, that's not particularly long. When I'm wearing this that got to 900 and something stitches by the end, this isn't particularly long. Oh well. Anyway, and then I just bound off. I think I just like went up a needle size and bound off. But yeah, this type of pattern can literally just go on and on and on. So you end up, obviously the more you do, the deeper it gets. So the difference between here and here gets deeper the more you do. So obviously if I'd have kept going and gotten this really wide, yeah, it can be quite a deep shawl. But I just did this in garter stitch, as you can probably tell, and the colours are so gorgeous and vibrant and beautiful. So this got me thinking. I'm like, oh, kind of want a hat. I kind of want a hat that goes with that. So I messaged Siobhan and I said, hey Siobhan, do you think you could do me like, I don't know, 20 grams of each colour? So she sent me, and it's really difficult to see the red because it kind of looks orange in this, but I promise you it's red. So she sent me a red, an orange, a yellow, a green, a blue, and a purple, and then a magenta. Yeah, I was trying to think then, because I'm fairly sure there was another colour. So yeah, so she sent me all these colours, and this is in a gorgeous Corriedale. This was specially dyed for me by Siobhan, and she is amazing like that, absolutely amazing. Like, if you have a small request, you're looking for something that she might be able to fix up for you, ask away. She is amazing. So I wanted it. This is literally a hat I made the pattern up for myself. I didn't follow a pattern at all. This is my own pattern. I cast on a rough amount of stitches that I thought would work, and I went from there. It's in garter stitch. So garter stitch in the round is 1 row knit and 1 round purl. I'm sure you knew that. So to get this, there's obviously this like faux seam. This isn't actually a seam, there is no seam there. It's just that's where the start of my round is, because yeah, it just creates that effect when you do that. Anyway, so the design for this is, I don't even remember how many stitches I cast. I'm gonna swap my hat. I don't even remember how many stitches I cast on, but as you can see, it fits really well. Keeps my ears warm beneath my hair. And I'm gonna try it now to I'm gonna cover my You don't come here for the knitting, you come here for the stupidity. Anyway, I should probably take it off so I can actually talk about it. I did hat hair. I did a trick where I thought, right, to like, oh my life, I did a trick where to like gradiate it from one colour to the next. I thought about just holding two colours together, so like doing red and orange, and then just orange, and then orange and yellow, and then etc, etc. You kind of get the idea. But instead I thought, no, I'll do 3 strands and make it like super chunky, because it's a woolly hat, it's got to keep your head warm, right? That was my thinking, so that's what I did. So instead I did 3 strands total, so 2 strands of red, 1 strand of orange, and then 2 strands of orange, 1 strand of red. So you're getting more into the orange side of the red, but yeah. So that's why the red kind of gets a little bit lost. It's not a proper red. It's like it's almost like a pinky red. Yeah. But anyway, it kind of blends in with the orange quite a lot, so it looks a little bit more orange. And then I did. What did I do then? I think there's only 1 row. No, because I think I went straight into 2 yellow. I think I went straight into 2 yellow, 1 orange next, where if I had more space to do this gradient, I probably would have done 1 strand yellow, 2 strands orange, and then obviously swap that around to have 2 strands yellow, 1 strand orange, which I'm fairly sure I went straight into that second bit first. And then I can see here I did 2 yellow, 1 green, then 2 green, 1 yellow, and then 2 green, 1 blue, 2 blue, 1 green. This is like some weird chemistry lesson, I remember. Anyway, and then 2 blue, 1 purple, 2 purple, 1 blue, and then we come into the magenta-y bits here. So at this point I didn't really want to start changing colour too much as you get to the top, because as you can really see when you look at it like that, it looks like a lot of purple. But when you wear it, because so much of that is on the top of the head, you don't get, like when I'm holding it like that, it doesn't look like there's too much purple, which is fine. So then obviously I did like 2 strands purple, 1 strand magenta, and then 2 strands magenta, 1 strand purple, and I did that all the way up to the top. I'm hoping my lighting is really good. So as you can see, I just sort of did, there we go, a decrease that made a thing I could pull in at the centre, and that's just literally putting all my stitches, like threading all my stitches from the end of the yarn, and I put it all through, and then it's like, so the inside is, oh, you know what, my inside is quite tidy. I don't think I would put a pom-pom on this, just because it's not a floppy hat, so it fits quite snug around. I've just like folded my ears down. Yeah, it fits quite snug around my head, so I don't feel like hats like that kind of want a pom-pom. I'm also not a massive pom-pom wearer personally. I just don't know that it suits me. I think step back a bit. I think that's fine. But yeah, so I did that to go with this. So I have, as you can see, they're from the same dyer, so they're very similar colours. I should just wrap myself all in all of the things. Anyway, I'm fairly sure I don't have anything else like crazy to show you. I will show you one thing I'm currently working on, and when I say working on, I mean that my tea has probably gone cold. My mum bought me this mug. She knows me too well. I love dinosaurs. And it's getting to Christmas again. Just choke on my tea. Sorry about that. Oh yes, here it is. So because I don't believe that the recipient is going to be watching this, even if she is, here's a sneak peek. So my, oh god, this is going to be difficult to explain. My partner's brother is having a baby, and obviously not the brother himself, but his partner. And I am doing a baby flax for said baby boy that is going to be arriving at the end of this year. Yes, it's so cute, and it's so satisfying that it gets done so quickly. This is, oh, I have the tag. Oh gosh. I bought this from a local place that sells yarn. It's not really a yarn store, so I then call it a yarn store, but it is a place that sells yarn. It's just some baby 4-ply from King Cole in shade silver. Oh gosh, there we go. That's all the information. So it tells you to knit this on a 2.75 for the ribbing, which I did have a 2.75. However, to cast this on was very difficult with that, because as you can see, it's tiny. It's a hat needle, and this wasn't quite going round properly, so I actually did like the first, I think it was 2 rows and a 2.25 on some double pointed. I hate double pointed. I got in such a mess. I was like, I can only do 2 rows. I kind of planned to do the whole ribbing in it, and then just I couldn't continue. These, oh, I should probably hold it the other way around so you can't see. These bits are just where I've put the stitches on hold for the sleeves, and I've put the things through and inside, because obviously when you're knitting with it you hold it upside down. So yes, that's what's happening there. Yes. Anyway, so this is the Flax Light sweater, because it's in 4-ply or fingering weight yarn, and obviously by Tin Can Knits, and it's so simple. It's for just about every size under the sun, from newborn to big male size, so, or big anyone size, who am I to say, but yeah. And it's got this gorgeous little detail of having the garter stitch panel there, which I think looks especially cute, and it's so like bouncy. That I have to say, the acrylic yarn is not the nicest to work with. As somebody who's used to working with wool, it's really not the nicest to work with, but it works for babies, I guess. So yeah, I've got the rest of the body to do. I think it says 5 inches. This is a free pattern, by the way. I'm sure you all know of Flax from Tin Can Knits. Everyone does, right? It's so good. I think it's like 5 inches underneath the arms for the small. This is the smallest size, by the way. And as you can see, I've maybe done 1.5 inches, 2 inches at most underneath there. So a little bit more to do before I then do the ribbing at the bottom, and then I will do the sleeves, and it will be done. And I probably won't get to show this again, because I'll probably have given it to the person it's going to. And if you're watching this, then here we go. Here's a in progress shot of it for you. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to take that off so I can actually hear myself. It covers my ears so well that I kind of actually can't hear myself. So, right. Yes, this thing I wanted to ask whether everyone would like to watch. I'm going to do it anyway and just see how many people join in, watch, knit with me, whatever, I don't know. But I have managed to obtain or purchase a 12 Days of Christmas box from, again, Siobhan's Crafts, because she is amazing. I think what makes her so prevalent for me, it's not just that I knew her from when I used to have guinea pigs. She's an awesome person. She's so bright and cheerful and just does the best job in the world. She's so helpful, and yeah, I sing her praises all day. But it's also that she's really affordable as well, and I feel like she gives a lot for what you're paying for. It's really, really good. And as somebody who can't afford the most things, like what you've seen me work on today, has been quite a lot of years of like stash. I don't really have much of a stash. Like most of my stash is hand spun, because fibre in general tends to be cheaper than a skein of yarn. Not always, but sometimes it is. And yeah, so I find her stuff really affordable, and so I bought the 12 Days of Christmas box from her. I believe there were only 20 available, and I was on point on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and I clicked and I clicked and I clicked my little heart away and I got one. Yes. I was so pleased with myself. Just bear with me while the camera moves ever so slightly. Ooh. Sorry guys. I realised that my head wasn't quite in shot. Yes. So I wondered whether you would like to join me in opening them. Yeah, I think that would be fun. So what I plan on doing, just to share my game plan and everything, I plan on opening the whole box when I get it with you. It's been posted, so who knows, that might be quite soon. And there's little boxes inside that box that have all of the 12 days in. And I thought, when it gets to Christmas Day, which I believe is the first day of Christmas, makes sense, you open the first box and there's a mini skein inside, and this one is space themed. I neglected to mention that it was space themed, and yeah, which is what sold it to me in the first place. Like space, so cool. Anyway, so I have that to open, and I thought I would share it with you. So I think I'm probably going to have the camera sort of facing downwards, sort of like onto my lap, and open up like this. This will all be with like music in the background. I won't be talking over this. Possibly will for the actual like opening of the mini skein, and then I'll go into like a montage. A time lapse, that's the word I was looking for. A time lapse of then like skeining it up or winding it into a ball, because it's only a 10-gram mini. I believe they're 10-gram minis. I may be entirely wrong. I'm fairly sure they're 10-gram minis. I'll probably hand wind them. I'll just like sit here and wind them by hand into a ball, and then I'm going to make them into a project and do it day by day as I get the yarn, and you can come along that journey with me. I will film my knitting of this project and do a montage and then talk over it afterwards for you to listen to, or maybe not talk over it, I don't know. Either way, I'm going to record me opening them and knitting that day on the project that I'm going to be doing. I did have a thing which I will bring up so I can tell you. I now can't see my face, so it might be better for us all. It is called and I did pay for this pattern. Scrolling up, the Winter Wonder Wrap by Sally Jane Designs. It wasn't very expensive. I found this on Ravelry. and it's made for a 24 advent calendar, not really the 12 days of Christmas like I'm doing, but yeah, I thought that might be fun. And on my screen my camera has frozen, so I don't know if that's gonna just wait. Yeah, so sorry about that. I'm back. Had slight technical issues. I don't know if it was because I was doing other things on the laptop and it decided to go mental, but anyway. Yes, so I think I will probably leave it there and say goodbye to you all anyway. Yeah, please leave comments down below as to whether you would like to watch my 12 Days of Christmas, and I will obviously share more about that shawl as I'm doing it, but I'm fairly sure you all heard the name of it and the designer's name, so hopefully that's enough. So yeah, I plan on doing that as my project with the minis, and I also bought some sort of charcoal. I think the name of the yarn is called charcoal. Charcoal yarn to use as the main colour to go with it, so you like stripe each mini with this, and yeah, I think it'll all be a really cool plan, and yeah, I look forward to that. I hope you do too. In the meantime, I've probably missed absolutely tons. I have no idea how long I've been talking to you, so yeah, bye everyone.